with the exciting Yock and the exciting. Oh, hey, they're going.
Oh, okay, that's... Well, sure. They're off.
So yeah, welcome. If you've been watching, cool, but I'm gonna, again, try and catch everyone up to speed. If this is your first time viewing this game, I'm very sorry, because this is an incredible video game. You all should play it, please. It's just amazing.
Recommended.
Totally. So this is Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze on the Switch, and they are playing as Funky right now. In this game, you have the ability to roll and jump as DK. Funky by himself has the ability to infinitely roll. Normally, DK requires a partner for that. Funky also gets a double jump. Funky basically gets the abilities of partner Kongs that DK would normally have to pick up throughout the stages. So Funky gets a double jump, he gets the ability to flutter, he can safely land on spikes. Rolling on water is something that DK can do once he has a partner Kong, but yeah, Funky can do that by himself.
Yeah.
Last time Spike was having some troubles with his gamepad. I hope that his capture card is at least doing okay right now. Runners seem to be completely in sync. Totally expected.
And hopefully his controller is fully charged up. Now let's see a good race. Oh, one more.
Bless you.
Thank you. Wait, no,
I'm gonna be eating cereal, if you don't mind me.
No, that's fine.
You guys always like to do their runs when I'm literally getting out of bed.
Wait, what is the time basically for you now?
1 p.m.
So you wake up at 1.
I work night shifts.
Oh, okay.
8 a.m. for me.
Okay.
So yeah, the first 3 stages are meant to be actually all of World 1 is basically a tutorial world. But even then, it's got some pretty. I would say it's difficult platforming. That's subjective. Like if you're good at platforming, fine. But I've seen a lot of people struggle in this game. First stage is sort of meant to introduce you to like Diddy Kong's ability. Second stage, sort of oriented around Dixie Kong's abilities, and the third stage is definitely oriented around Cranky Kong's abilities. It's very vertical.
Oh, Spike, miss the barrel.
Spike, come on!
Oh no. Well, I put Jock well in the lead.
Okay, he did have the clarity to go back and reload the enemy. That definitely cost him a huge chunk of time, though.
Yep. I think everything's synced up right now.
Yeah, their timers are perfect, fine.
Alright.
So, although you may be looking at Funky and saying, well, he has all of these abilities that Donkey Kong and his partners don't. That seems a little broken. Well, to be honest, it kind of is, like especially for a casual player, but Funky can't roll when he's in a pit of spikes. So he moves really slow if that happens. It's a huge punishment for the speedrunners if they accidentally land in a pit of spikes. And then on top of that, whenever he decides to do his hover ability, he loses all of his momentum. So you might not even be able to save your life if you happen to out of panic, tried to flutter with Funky Kong.
And now we arrive to 1 out of 5 auto-scrollers, and this one is just a normal, simple minecart one. And Jock did barrel skip there. You might be wondering why they're jumping instead of just staying on the floor. Or well, staying on the railway track. It's because it saves them a few frames when they jump in anywhere, basically.
Well, the way it works is that there are certain parts of the auto. This auto scroller just forces you to ride at set speed in certain sections. By jumping in certain sections, you maintain your full movement speed. So, this hill, for example, would slow you down quite a bit if you were to ride it down the entire way. But by getting just enough of the ramps drop, you actually keep that speed. You can just carry it out a little bit longer. And there are all kinds of moments to slow you down. It's mostly on any of the inclines. So going up or down, you want to make sure you jump. You want to talk about Pompey since she's coming up?
No, you go ahead. Or
Come on, man, what are you gonna do?
okay. So I have to try to remember this because I forgot. So this is the first boss that's gonna be coming up, and there's a trick that you can do with when you switch into Donkey Kong. You can have Cranky Kong, and you can use this sort of glitch to say that you use Cranky to bounce off the edge of one of the
Oh man, I'm so excited!
of one of the ramps, and then you can hit Pompey really early.
Like really, really early. Like hi! Oh no! Come on, Yuck! It's okay. He has multiple opportunities to do this throughout the fight. But yeah, this was discovered a couple weeks ago before their previous match, so they completely destroyed my mind when I got to watch it. See, Spike gets it. Nice!
Oh, he early hit it,
right
and
Yuck got the second early hit.
nice.
That saved him a huge chunk of time over Yuck.
The comeback.
Jesus Christ! Like he's not safe up there.
Poppy's nowhere safe. No one can save Poppy.
What the fuck?
Oh!
Okay, so let me explain that real quick. The bosses have these spots where they can technically be hit. They can technically be hit up there. Oh no, he lost Cranky.
Yeah. So this is a chance that Spike will need to take up. Okay.
So he's not going to be able to get Cranky back throughout the entire rest of the fight. If Spike can keep Cranky, then he can save a ton of time. Yeah, he's already ahead now.
Yeah. And there was on Twitter a few videos that show sometimes you hit Poppy and you see him fly off all the way to the left or right.
Oh god, I love that.
Yeah. It just goes away. And it's just the greatest thing to see.
Unfortunately, yeah, Yuck is going to lose a lot of time here because at the end you saw Spike was able to hit all of these giant fat ass fish at the top of the screen. Yuck can hit the big fat ones, but the prickly Pete's, he actually has to wait until they fall off the screen naturally.
Oh wow. This put Spike right back into the lead and probably a good chunk.
So they're gonna switch back to Funky.
Yeah.
There is some stuff they could do with Cranky in the next couple stages, but Funky is overall useful enough to warrant switching back, even early. It's basically a matter of preference.
Until World 4, it's faster to use Donkey Kong in there. Alright, so World 2, and specifically World 2-1, but in World 2 in general, it's more difficult, you can say, because there's loads of pits, more jumps, and with Funky Kong's ability of double jumping and everything he can do, you kind of want to use that to get lots of momentum.
In other words, you can die now.
Yeah, you can actually die. Not by Poppy, by anything.
That satisfying climb up the windmill.
And didn't need a hover. That's good.
So something that is a little hard to notice, you gotta be paying pretty close attention here. When Spike jumped off the tram, he actually kept some of the momentum from the tram moving forward. It's not super noticeable, but if you look closely on Yock's screen, you'll be able to see it coming up. Basically, anytime you move off of a moving object, you actually can keep the momentum from that moving object and add it to your own.
Oh.
Yock having a little bit of trouble making this climb. Ooh, he did manage to not have to wait on that cycle. That'll come into play here and there. In 2-2 there is a little bit more of that. It's not going to be carried out as long because they have Rambi here. If you take Cranky into this stage, there are these swinging crates. You can actually continue to keep the momentum off those crates if you just continuously pogo. But without Cranky's pogo, the most you'll see out of it is however much they can maximize Funky's double jump. Yes, and NK brings up, coming up soon, in about an hour, the Equalizer 6-5. So yeah, Yock is definitely not out of it. This stage, this entire game is like completely hazardous. You can really die anywhere.
Anything could happen. Anything goes.
That was like one of the best parts of the racelies, the weekly races. Oh, what happened? I died.
What?
No, that's what would happen in the race. It's just like someone would scream, be like, "What happened? I died."
Alright, this is also... We're in the semi-finals.
Yo, look at Yock go!
This.
Nice, you got that really big bounce off the armored walrus dude.
Walking walrus, yeah.
The enemies in this game are super original.
Creative.
I mean, so were Kremlings. You okay, Rule and Smash? But anyway, 2-3. This stage is entirely based on global cycles. The music in this game is absolutely amazing. And every time you see a horn blowing in the background, it's actually going in tune with the music. So the entire stage is built around following the music. For everything to be where they expect it to be, they have to keep going. Oh man, we missed our chance to count all the goats in 2-1. I completely forgot.
Oh.
I think there's like 20 of them.
Is there?
Yo, Spike got the puzzle piece. Good
Ooh.
stuff. Yacht giving me a bit of a scare there. See that one part of the stage is slightly inconsistent because of small. There's small subtleties. Like every time you start up a roll, you lose like a frame or two, and if you stutter too much, if your movement isn't perfect, you're gonna be at that small spiked ceiling section, slightly different than you were before.
Yeah.
So
And
that
now
means
Spike.
that you... Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, you. I'm
I
moving.
was just gonna say that if you roll through that spiked roof section, you could get caught by one of the pipes at a slightly different time. So it's the only inconsistent section of that stage. But if you were perfect every time, it'd be fine.
Yeah. So now Spike is at the 2nd out of 5 auto-scrollers. This one's another minecart one, but also a piece of wood you could ride. And you could probably see both of them destroying through some structures, because it's slightly faster, I think? Or...
For the same reasons it is in the first auto-scroller, you can jump to keep your momentum throughout certain sections, and since they have the health to do it, they can damage boost. Yeah, Dr. Time Warp, that lead switch happened right at Pompey. Yock lost Cranky pretty early on, and then Spike got a bunch of the early hits. Spike actually missed the bounce off the buzz thing at the end of 1-2, J-Hops. He bounced off of it, but he didn't get the barrel, so he had to actually roll all the way to the left, reload the enemy, and then roll all the way to the right. Aw, man, Spike, I wish you would jump on this last section. It's not that scary.
Whee!
It does save a little bit. Like, there's just little frame savers you can do from jumping in that last section. I don't blame him for not doing it, because you could die, but I rarely ever died. That said, if you doubt that there is a difference between jumping up these hills or not, I challenge you. I challenge you and everyone else you know. Your family, your friends, your mother, your mother's mother. There's a thing called Granny Hill that Yock is coming up on. You do not jump up that hill, or you will not make any of these jumps. You will die.
What? Okay. So now we see Spike at World 2-5. It's not a long one, but it has this just one big pit, basically. Because you'll be up in the air for the other half.
Very smooth first half on Spikes.
And now he's just gonna fly.
God, I love... One thing that I really love about this stage is that the first half of the music is a very nice, tranquil bit of music. It's kind of like a little sad, a little bit sad. You hear like an accordion partway through it, and then like you come up above the clouds, you get this nice bouncy little happy theme.
Yeah. And flying penguins. Who doesn't like flying penguins?
J-Hops! NK just brought up an excellent point. Oh man, that'd be too good. Spike, why'd you die? I'm bad at this game. Okay.
Oh, wow.
The wingdings. The wingle dingles, let's go.
the restaurant wingdings. This is sort of auto-scroller and sort of platformer, but it's more like an auto-scroller to say.
Yeah, these zip lines have a set speed on them. You can't really speed them up. There's a small bit of speed that you get if you happen to be grabbing like the far leftmost portion of these zip lines. It jolts your characters forward. It kind of like corrects your position. So it kind of it brings you forward a little bit. It's also incredibly risky because if you just miss, you die. But there's a couple spots where it's easy to set up.
Yeah, I want to actually see the store, or pub or anything open up called Wingdings. They must be selling chicken.
Not even Way Pay Pay?
He's skipping the bananas. What?
Spike loses points for not getting any of these tokens. But he got the on letters.
Hong. But he's skipping all the bananas. Except for those.
I guess Hobbs brings up a good point. It's extremely difficult to skip, like, all of the bananas.
But the last part, I don't know how you could not grab any bananas. Here we go for it. Oh no, I got bananas at the end as well. Ah, it's too much.
So I used to think that Skull was the best boss ever, but looking at Pompey, I don't know. It's kind of like a toss-up now.
Wii version is solid.
I don't know how dumb it is to do all the Pompey tricks. I can say Skull is still very satisfying to do, because like the way Skull works, he is a mix of you can optimize him by being like better at the game, and he's not really dumb by going for speed strats.
I'm not a big fan of Skull.
He makes great sounds too.
Yes. He throws his children as well, or she. It's a debate, but I'm not the biggest fan of Skull. Even though I like throwing their children at their face.
Yo, in the year 2018, we got proper pronouns for Skull. So you're gonna see Spike holding on to eggs, basically leaving them on the field and not throwing them immediately, because now you got 1, 2, and then he's got 3, and this saves you from having to wait another 20 seconds for a third egg to be able to hit Scowl. Actually, no, I'm sorry. It's between 12 and 15 seconds on the second section. If you miss an egg, it's closer to 20 seconds or more on the first section. And then on the last section, if you miss an egg, it's close to a minute. It's about 50 seconds. There is also something completely terrifying you can go for. You can go for a quick kill, double hits at the end. Basically, you can land on Scowl's head at the very end in such a way that you get hit on the way up. This causes you to drop whatever you're holding, and then you land on his head afterwards. So you would drop the egg on his head because you get hit, and then you would land on him afterwards, and that would get the last 2 hits immediately. That only saves like 5 seconds, and it costs you that minute if you mess it up.
Hey-ya!
Hey-ya! Where's Muncha? I mean, if I gotta wake up early, he's gotta wake up early. We gotta get your yayas going. Get your yellow zebras. Get your blue giraffes.
I mean, giraffe?
Nah.
Is there a yellow zebra in here? What? Hey, look, yellow zebra. Oh! Oh no, Jock.
Yak died. Oh my god.
He missed the egg throw, and he didn't land on. He landed just on the edge of the platform that made him fall off. So that's a time loss.
That's gonna be a big time loss. Dying and redoing the fight. It's gonna be more.
Been there, done that twice.
Seconds, honestly. Yo, Spike with that extra puzzle piece.
Oh.
Good man.
Oh. Heal dress.
Alright, now you can dodge these bananas, because these are some real swag points.
There's a pink zebra. Oh. There we go.
Nice. Right now, I really need Yak to just focus, not let this get to him. He needs to be calm. That was a little close. Yo, get your hop poise.
My phone, please stop.
Well, it's better than my phone surprising me last time. Like all of a sudden, Beatles shop music was playing.
Oh wait, this. There we almost. Can he? Okay. He's been practicing that.
Get the quick haircut.
Yes.
Nice.
It's clean.
Nice and clean. At the very end of the stage, you can jump at a specific time to land on the left side of that giant puppet thing, and as opposed to landing in the middle. The stage ends when you cut the grass atop its head, and then the barrel spawns. So if you land on the left side, you can just roll in one direction. It's a little bit of time save. Labor, Jesus Christ! That's a savage dig. With his own emote.
Chat is vicious.
Yak did manage to knock out Skull. Let's see if Spike gets a sloppy Baobab or if he gets them. Actually, he's already halfway through the stage. Did I blink and miss it? I'm looking at the. I can't.
You looking at chat or?
I can't help it. I can't help it.
Yeah, chat is a distraction. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Well, he can certainly jump over this puzzle piece.
You could collect the letter down there.
1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, he got it on the 4th one. Dang.
Almost.
So did Goldfish and Cruncha finish their matches yet?
Yes.
Okay, and who came out on top of that?
Well, Goldfish won, and Cruncha has to go now up against Tonus Balonus.
Okay, so there is a losers bracket?
Yep.
Okay.
The loser will go up against Newbie. Oh, Spike is a World 2-3, and it has Rambi back in it.
3-3, but yeah. Oh wait, no. Yeah, 3-3.
Yeah, 3-3.
We're in World 3. Oh man, Yak, was that possible? It almost looked like he could. So there's a trick with Dixie at the end of that stage where you can actually flutter off of the second to last stage into the off the second to last platform, like that snake, into the platform, into the barrel. Words are hard. You can flutter from the second to last snake into the barrel. And I think he was going for that with Funky's double jump, but that's really hard with Dixie's flutter as is. That's crazy. That would have been a nice little time save. So let's not miss the intro now here on 3-2. Pull the plug. Nice, very clean.
Mm-hmm.
So Spike managed to make it through 3-3. 3-3, being the second of 3 Rambi levels you have to deal with. The next one will be a lot more frustrating to get through. But right now he's in 3-4. The stage has gigantic pits. It's sort of meant to force the player to extinguish these vines that are on fire. You use these berries as sort of a water to douse them, and then you would go and grab them. But so long as you have a partner Kong, or if you're Funky, you can still manage to get past these pits. Specifically, it's gotta be Dixie or Diddy if you're playing as DK. Yeah, no fire droplets yet. Sad days.
Right now, Spike is at world 1-4?
3-5.
Why did I say 1-4?
So it's another auto score.
Yeah. You could just hold A or B the whole way, basically.
Don't remind me.
What could we discuss in the meantime while
So-
we see this?
We can discuss some incredible level design, because not only
Yeah.
was this basically possible on the
Let go of A for a
Wii
bit.
U. This was possible on the Wii U, except you had to go and grab at least one heart. Now on the Switch with Funky, you literally just you don't care. It's time for that mid-tournament selfie. J-Hop should go over there and grab a picture real quick.
Well, this is what's be running in Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. Happens. In one world, you just get to do this.
Isn't this the first secret exit we take?
Yep.
So yeah, secret exits, those are around in every world. There is an A and B stage. And in this world, in that stage, there's actually two secret exits in the same stage, which is pretty cool. But we take the B exit so that we can go to Bramble Scramble.
And this stage was really more of a Cranky Kong stage.
It's not bad with Funky. It's definitely
Yeah.
a lot more fun with Cranky.
Yeah, because there's spikes a lot on the floor. And you would use Cranky because he can bounce off the spikes.
It really doesn't matter because Funky has that double jump. It just changes
Yeah.
what the setups look like.
I like that in Funky mode you can basically use, well, you can use Funky for everything. In every world. So you don't have to worry in speedrunning sometimes that you have to switch over to a DK person.
And all of the extra hearts that Funky has allows you to damage boost an extra time at the end without losing, quote unquote, your partner Kong. The difference being that if DK were to do that last section with Cranky on the original game, you would have to hold back so that you wouldn't lose your partner Kong right there. You can play in this mode with DK and Cranky, and you could do the same damage boosting because the family has 6 hearts, whereas Funky only has 5. But yeah, in the original game you only have 2 hearts, you would have to hold back there. So now we got Baboom. And for this boss fight, they, just like every other boss fight, have 9 hits that you need to deal in order to be able to clear the fight. However, each boss has its own health pool, so you only have to clear 1 boss per round, and every time you do clear a boss, the other ones heal to full health. Even if you manage to knock out 2 on their 3rd hit in 1 round, you wouldn't end the fight early. The first one would go away, and the second 2 would come up, or the second of the 3 would come up, and still be fine. So Yock successfully makes his way through the auto-scroller. He's now going to 3B. Spike is on the last bit here with Baboom. It's important to note that you normally would not be able to bounce on the Babooms whenever you like. They would have to be exposing their butts for you to be able to deal damage to them. That Baboom that he just hit right now was swinging his hammer. You normally can't do that. Unless if you have Cranky, because Cranky can ignore their spiked helmets. But because Funky can also ignore spiked damage, he also gets the opportunity to hit him early. Phil Mickelson!
Well, that boss ended.
Yeah, it puts Spike up at World 4 now.
The Water World. That's basically what it is.
Now I'm even more hyped for World 4 because they're bringing back the whole family. So, like we were saying earlier, this is when you let Funky kick back and relax. Go figure, the Surfer dude is not the best at the Water World.
Because
That actually, Yuck! No.
He went through instead of bouncing on top. That's
Yeah, he took damage from the the fat lip flower, and he didn't actually get on top of it.
But he rolls into them. So yeah, you would use Diddy Kong because he can use his jetpack to boost through moles, this entire thing, and you could use Dixie Kong to go through water that's pushing you back. But you could also use Diddy Kong for that. But
what he's talking about is that the Kongs all have unique abilities not only in the air but underwater, and the hold A ability for Diddy underwater is this breaststroke rocket barrel thrust. That's way faster than any swimming any of the other Kongs can do. It's also really good for maneuvering around. It gives you quite a bit of control underwater as opposed to the corkscrew swimming. Dixie's underwater ability is her hair twirl, and she actually fights the current that's coming up on Spike's screen. So right now, this is what the corkscrew looks like, and the movement is very stiff. It's hard to control. But by holding A, you get this hair twirl that fights this current. Normally, that current would push you back. Diddy is capable of fighting that current. It's not developer intended. It would take a little bit longer to do, but he makes up for that by having that rocket barrel breaststroke. Because of the cycles here with these spinning spike wheels, it actually doesn't matter if you take Diddy throughout that last section, so they just switch to Dixie and make it easier on their hands. Yeah, Lightning Bolt, World 4 has amazing stages, but we don't get to do the really, really cool ones. 4A and 4B are still really good, but you don't get High Tide Ride and you don't get the other 2 underwater stages. The true boss of World 4 is definitely the Kraken.
In this world, you switch to different Kongs. First Diddy, then Dixie, and then Cranky. Because at the end, you need Cranky to go bounce on spiked enemies to go into the secret portal.
The trifecta, and you can actually make it into that secret portal without Cranky. It's really difficult. It's really annoying, but you can do it.
Swear you don't need really Dixie, or...
Well, Dixie just happens to be there at the beginning from the previous stage, so this trifecta is just, it's a big relay.
Hmm.
No woohoo lists, SMH my head. Nice setup.
Ooh.
So now you can see Jock has Diddy on the left. It's his turn to make it through this stage, while Spike is going through 4B, Tropical Keys as we call it. This stage has no checkpoints. The gimmick of it is that it's a maze. You actually don't get any air refills throughout this stage, so there's a little bit of pressure.
There's a few places where you can get air there.
There's none that you can just chill at. You can get air back, but it's nothing that you can like really stay at. Like that air bubble, yeah, that gives you back air. Opening chests gives you back air, and breaking open a partner barrel gives you back air. But nothing is there that just continuously spits out air for you to refill off of.
Yeah.
It's one of those stages where if you don't know where to go, then it becomes a lot more problematic. And this stage, you can actually save a lot of time by being really good at swimming. Now, on the Wii U version of this stage, there was a glitch found where you could out of bounds. You could actually clip out of bounds by dismounting your partner Kong. You would dismount Diddy out into the wall, and you would trick the game into thinking that he was player one. Because the way the game works in two-player mode is it tries to follow whoever is in the lead. So by hitting specific critical points, the game is like, well, this guy's got to be up front, so we're going to put the camera on him. And if you don't do that, then it'll warp the other Kong to the lead Kong. So when you push Diddy out of bounds, the game's like, well, Diddy's not in the lead right now, and he's really far off screen, so we're just going to bring him back to DK. So if you swim around out of bounds, you can actually, you got to come up real quick, trick the camera, and then the game's like, oh, well, Diddy's in the lead, so we're going to warp DK to Diddy. You get out of bounds, and you swim out of bounds throughout the entirety of this stage, and it saves like a minute. It's really, really cool, and they did patch it out. Yo, newbie, I gotta talk about it. You gotta know the lore.
Alright, 4 or 5, this is completely out of water. Instead of being entirely in water.
I'm glad they found a way to use the land-based aesthetics to make an interesting stage on land, so that World 4 isn't just water staged.
Yeah.
This actually reminds me a lot of Donkey Kong Country Returns on the Wii, where they didn't allow you to swim at all. So in World 2, it was the beach world. You actually had a lot of this. You had this sandy aesthetic, but you couldn't swim. And that's exactly what you get here. Also, let's see Spike pull this off. Come on. This is one of the most difficult sections of the game. That was good. Can he get in there?
There we go.
Strong dong.
but now we see if he can do a crate skip.
Yeah, I don't want to see him die to crate skip. That would be a chance for Yuck to catch up.
He's doing good there, and he does
stuff.
crate skip. Okay, 2 successful tricks.
A very solid, strong dong. What are you laughing at? This game is serious!
Yes, extremely serious.
I love this music, and it'll be gone when they go back underwater, but
Oh.
at least you get aquatic ambience. I sincerely encourage everyone to go check out the land version of Irate 8. Meanwhile, Spike is, this stage is current capers. It's arguably the hardest water stage in the game, mostly because of the speed run and what it forces you to do. So long as you have Diddy here, the goal is to catch these barrel cycles, which up until now haven't really been important, but they rotate on a second each. And Spike, well actually, you can damage boost an extra time in this mode, so it's not going to be a huge deal for him. But he should try and get that next barrel if he can, because it would mean he doesn't have to like wait on this next set of barrels. He could do the oh man, what's it called? The Kong party move. when you have the full banana power. So collecting bananas is give you an extra life. It fills up this little meter on the left, and I wonder if Spike's gonna do it, or if he'll just damage boost through, or if he'll wait for the barrel. I hope he doesn't wait for the barrel, because that's 6 seconds.
Forgot about that.
He just ignored it. He's gonna swim around these things.
He's confident.
He's wiggling through. Good stuff. Kong Pow. Thank you, newbie. I completely forgot about that. The Kong party move. Yo, can Funky Kong Pow? I don't know if he can Kong Pow by himself. Oh, the sad feels. He can't just reach his hand out.
If he tries, he just puts his hand out. Nothing will happen.
You gonna leave him hanging? Ugh.
No, he just looks at the screen, points his hand towards the screen,
just like right here. He wants the player to Kong Pow him. So yeah, the way that particular stage worked is that barrels all rotate on 1 second timers between each of the partners. You want Diddy each time. The land barrels only cost you 1 second, but the underwater barrels are on 2 second timers because it's harder to move underwater. So the game was like, well, let's be a little more forgiving on that, so you don't get the wrong Kong by accident. But what that means is that if you miss that, you lose 5 seconds. You don't lose as much time if you just like maneuver around it. Yuck! Jesus Christ!
Okay, over to Fugu. So we see Spike using Cranky for Fugu because he can do more damage at once with Cranky instead of with every other character that he could be.
He got Dixie. That really sucks.
Oh, and Spike lost Cranky, and he has only 2 hearts, and he does look still good.
So yeah, the Fugu fight, the reason why you have Cranky at the beginning is because unlike Funky, Cranky is the only one, his underwater ability is to swing his cane. That not only allows you to hit spiked enemies, but it really extends his hitbox, so he can actually hit Fugu's ass from, I want to say like, basically in front of him, based on how you angle it. It lets you get in behind him before he does anything else, which is more important, because that means that you can start sitting behind him and damage boosting to finish the fight. Spike got ahead in Poppy, but he got this huge lead from when Yock died on Scowl. And now they're in World 5, the game really ramps up difficulty. These platforms are super, super tiny. There's a couple of local cycles you gotta worry about, So essentially, if you don't know what the stage looks like coming up ahead, you could very easily get hit by something, roll to your death. You really need to know what loads when, so that if you do make a mistake, or if you're slightly off, or in general, just to know where everything is going to be. Yo, nice! Got the bounces off the spikes. That NK strat 2.0.
Grab jump.
So I want to see this 6 strat at the end here. They were showing this off last time. It was super terrifying. Oh, okay. The Spike didn't go for it. You can basically...
and got into the barrel.
Yeah, that might have been it. I'll actually make sure I ask him that later. He was probably trying to land in front of that tuck. You mentioned it.
But yeah, you could have rolled off the edge and double jump or grab jumped all the way up to grab the barrel instead of going through the cannons.
So Yock makes it through current capers. Now it's his turn to fight Fugu. Please send your prayers for Yock. Fugu is like one of those other cases I was talking about with bosses where I like Scowl better because although Fugu is really, really fast, Fugu can be completely garbage.
So Spike again is at the 4th out of 5 auto scrollers, and it's different. See.
Yeah, this isn't our first rocket barrel auto scroller, but now we've got this dynamic angle going on.
There, Fugu on Jock's side. Fugu's already quite big.
Fugu does have 3 different sizes. He's got this tiny version of himself and this super fat version of himself, and you don't want to let that happen. So I would wager that Yock is gonna give up Funky in a second. I would make sure that you get the rest of this fight properly. If you let him get fat, you're gonna have a bad time. Nice, good, quick hits at the end. Keeping Cranky all the way to the end is important because it allows you to swing your cane at him immediately, rather than constantly having to bounce off his butt and wait for him to reposition and yourself to get behind him, because you can't hit Fugu from within him. You'll just immediately bonk into his hitbox. You have to use the cane, otherwise, yeah, you're just going to repeatedly bonk and not get any damage on him. No, I'm serious. Fugu is kind of trash. If you messed it up, you could easily lose over a minute. Like, Fugu is fairly satisfying and consistent. That's why I like him way better than Baboom. Baboom is just garbage. But the reason why I don't like Fugu is because he requires a lot more finesse and some luck. Like, if you get a little more leeway now that you have 3 hearts, but when you had 2 hearts, Cranky would immediately go away if you got hit on the second time without getting a heart refill. So you were relying on boss RNG.
Yeah.
I don't know, Nooby. I think that Baboom is still garbage.
Ooh, Jock barely made it.
Like, you can remove the RNG all you like, he's still gonna be a troll. Okay, that's a fair point. Trash, but not garbage.
He's not the outside, he's not the inside, he's the outside.
So the Fruity Factory does have these conveyor belts. You can actually roll in tandem with them to go really fast. The ones that are rolling against you, you want to spend as little time on as possible. You got some very strong theming in this world. In the first stage, you saw them picking the fruits, and in the second stage, the rocket barrel stage, you saw them all the juice going, basically creating like a waterfall that you rode over a giant river, basically of fruit juice. You can see more juicing and chopping happening in this stage.
So punishing equals garbage. What about Bashmaster if you die while he's at the last phase? Because Bashmaster is a long boss fight.
The reason why Bashmasters and like that's the sad part is like only Pompey and Scal are good. Bashmaster sucks because he's incredibly long and there's nothing really do. You just wait for your opportunity to hit him. It's very classic Nintendo design, Bashmaster. Like Frederick is better than Bashmaster.
Yeah.
You can at least speed up Frederick a little bit. You got early hits. The timing on jumping on him is not easy. Yo, nice job getting that O. I saw that. But no roll jump. Newbie would be sad. Newbie bullied me into doing that in the first place. Yock, meanwhile, finishing up the autoscroller. Spike, I wonder if he's going to damage boost? Yeah.
I like the underwater music of this part.
This is the only time you can hear the underwater version of World 5's theme.
Yeah.
Because this is the same music as 5-1, but now you have this segment where you can swim in the juice.
Can't you not just open your mouth and swing through it when it tastes good?
I'm sure that would taste great.
Oh wait, yeah, you...
However, I don't want to drink juice that a gorilla's been swimming through, first of all.
Well,
and secondly, with my culinary background, I don't want to drink juice that hasn't been pasteurized either.
Yeah. Okay. Didn't think of all that.
Pasteurized. So, since I see DKS in the chat real quick, he did comment about the climb at the end of 5-4. Because of the cycles at the end of 5-4, it's kind of debatable whether or not like having a super clean climb, like obviously it does matter a little bit, but I wonder how much time it actually saves having like the best climb ever.
Pasteurized.
Do they pasteurize juice? Of course they do. Not all juice is pasteurized. If you're gonna drink it fresh, like if you squeezed it and made it yourself, that's fine. But this is going through a factory. It should be pasteurized.
Gorilla swim through it. It might be drinkable.
Yeah, if they like you have the whole Kong family swimming through it, it better be pasteurized.
You pour out a glass of whatever juice it is, you get monkey hair coming out of it.
Ugh.
Something that you don't want to have.
Spike does run a ton of games. Yock doesn't run like one game either. Yock runs a bunch of games too. But Spike is definitely known for running like anything that comes out. He gets his hands on it, and he does runs for people.
Yeah. How much would it cost?
The question in chat: how much would it cost to swim in Cranberry? A lot. Unless if you worked like Ocean
How
Spray.
much? How much do you want to actually fill up?
Well, if you worked at Ocean Spray, you
Bathtub.
got that whole bog, then you'd be swimming in cranberries, but not juice.
But you might crush the cranberries and juice might come out of it. That may be just fine.
Any terrible mistakes from Spike just in World 1 at the end of 1-2, otherwise he's been pretty much smooth sailing.
Nothing. Yeah. This. I want to see speed.
Nice speed, that was good.
Ooh.
Yo, he beat out all those spikes, very good.
Even
Nice
more
physics
speed.
in this game are amazing.
Oh, that's all the speed. Until next time.
Ah, he almost got crushed.
You only take 1 damage if you get crushed, so it's not a big thing, but hey, you don't want to get crushed.
Like a standard kiddie pool probably holds more than like a bathtub.
Yeah.
Like standard one-man bathtub to standard kiddie pool. I think the kiddie pool has more volume.
Why are we talking about this?
This is important.
Yeah.
You want to talk about Bashmaster, please?
No.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Okay, yeah, I do agree. We just talk about anything else would be
So
probably better.
here's Bashmaster. He's a thing. Trying to hit him as quickly as you can. This is the only thing you really got to speed up at the beginning. Is like you just get that one bomb throw in on him as soon as you can. If you get it before he starts this animation where he's just like holding his hammer up, that means that you trick the game into thinking he hasn't done it yet, so you get an extra hit on him early. That's it. The rest of this is scripted. I think we need to start a GoFundMe so that NKB can get a giant polar bear suit and swim in a pool of Bashmaster juice.
And make funky noises or
Oh, they were passing around that picture, Steel Funky's look. It was like the glasses, the bandana, the tank top, the ripped jeans. Yo, Thaumatrix, you try swimming around in some purple drank and tell me you're not gonna look purple for a while.
you don't know until anyone tries it.
Invincible Nintendo dances. If I were to grant you one power, what would that be? Iframes? You bastard.
Amazing.
Yo, nice finish from Yak.
Yeah.
He managed to roll jump, bounce off the hoots into the barrel at the end of 5B.
Bear has man hops. Yeah, when you swim in the purple or whatever color juice it is, Bashmaster comes out with a different color. So we would probably expect as well that if
Oh no,
humans
Spike!
comes-
Oh, he got the hit!
What?
Oh, Jesus Christ! So he didn't get on top there for a second. That was terrifying. That's another way to lose a ton of time. Powers. Oh man, I didn't even notice until the replay. Jesus.
Good job, one odd man saying something.
I need a picture of Spike's face. I gotta do something important.
What are you doing?
It'll be for the good of humanity, trust me. As Kibo, every boss takes 9 hits, including Frederick, because of a small caveat. But yeah, every boss takes 9 hits, at minimum.
Alright, so World 6 it may look familiar because it is sort of, or mainly based on the first world of Donkey Kong Country Returns. Oh, Spike timed
Oh
it
man.
wrong.
So I don't blame Spike for going for some things now. Like, he has a big lead, he can definitely afford to take chances here. You can fire this barrel early and you can save a little bit of time. Nice. That's kind of a standard strat. It's not too hard to make. I definitely always went for myself, but like, you can die doing that and you're really sad when you die.
Not the easiest always.
The curse of 6-1. It really is. 3 gauntlets in this game are 2-1, 2-2, 2-3, 4, 4-5, 4-6, Fugu, and 5-1. And then the last gauntlet is these 3, 6-1, 6-2, and 6-3. Those are the most notorious sequences of stages, but most of World 6 is honestly kind of deadly. You got hit by the hoots! No! He's so dead, just die! Oh my god! That evil cursed hoots!
No. Well.
Oh my god!
No.
Literally the worst blue hoots. You should. Okay.
Why?
Coming up again. Yeah, you don't get hit. Like 99% of the time, you don't get hit by that guy.
Jason. Jock wins this, it'll be comeback of a century? Yes, it will probably be.
DKS is saying this reminds him of the SGDQ race. I choked a lot in 6-1. I'm not gonna hide that. I choked a lot in 6-1, but I didn't get hecked by that blue hoots. I kept dying at the stupid first barrel shot.
So about that 124 pace.
Yeah, Thaumatrix brings up a good point, but I would say that Lava World is just blue Lava World today. I'm waiting for Bowser's Castle. All right, so this is actually pretty cool here. You could bounce over the whole thing, but the way frozen water works, they don't want you swimming in it, so it's supposed to eject you back to the side that you came from. And after a certain point, you're past the halfway mark. The game's like, well, you're closer to the other side, so we're just gonna throw you all the way over there. Well, like NK said an hour ago, 6-5 is coming up. So now that 6-5 is really, really close. We'll see how much time that costs Spike. If he gets it clean, then yeah, that'll basically secure Spike's win. It really depends on how 6-5 goes for both of them.
So they're basically 2 worlds apart right now.
2 worlds? You mean stages?
Yeah, stages. Well,
Jesus Christ, Yak would be fighting Baboom right now.
Why am I thinking of worlds? Yeah, stages.
Don't worry about it. Words are hard.
Yeah. It's probably different looking scenarios, sceneries. Oh.
Nice job. Yak got that first try. Good stuff.
Ooh.
Kind of scaring me there. I didn't see him land, so I wasn't sure how he was going to deal with that. Spike is coming up on this this small skip that Spunky Spunky Kong! I want that Kong! Spunky Kong gets to just jump to that barrel at the end.
Spunky Kong. Where's that Kong thing all the time?
Jesus Christ. That's Funky Kong with an afro.
Yeah. So Spike has now reached the final auto-scroller, and this is the hardest one of them all.
It does actually require you to be awake. It's fairly precise.
Can't hold it anymore. But you could have only done it once, so it doesn't matter.
Spike, or Yak rather, right now in the middle of 6-2. Hoping he gets a successful boat skip.
No, Jock got pushed back towards the boat. And
oh, he barely made it. Oh, Jesus Christ.
One heart. Just.
You just gotta focus for the rest of the stage and you'll be fine.
Oh, wait there. Up. Yep, there.
Okay. The extra hearts really helped him out right there. Yo, I see my guy David right there. That is Resident Dad for the Shovel Knight community. I'm actually going to be doing some commentary with him later tonight.
Okay.
That was interesting. Did you see Yak at the top of the screen? Did he jump instead of roll or something?
Did he die?
No, he didn't die. He was just, there's no way he died.
How did... what? He definitely just jumped.
I think he might have been, like, mashing the wrong button is all.
Mashing A and B simultaneously and maybe mashed it a bit too long.
I think he was, yeah, mashing A to skip the cutscene for a little too long, that's all. RNG manipulation.
Oh.
Of course, that's totally it.
RNG. And here we see Funky Kong fly through the sky. Oh, that's 1 in 1,000.
Alright, now it's time for 6-5.
Okay, let's see this.
So, each stage in World 6 is based off of a world in Donkey Kong Country Returns. This Forest Folly is based off the forest from Returns. The forest was actually, honestly, the best world in Returns. It's so much fun. There's so much good movement tech in that single world, in every stage.
Yeah.
So, woe and behold, it would be an amazing stage to run in Tropical Freeze.
2. Okay.
Now let's see all that good stuff. Is he gonna go for the... No, he decided to play it safer here. I want to see... Actually, I don't know how risky the crazy strat is. From the guys who are here right now, who run the game, let me know how crazy the middle section strat is, if you would go for it RTA. Because I was mad hype watching it, but I definitely can't tell just from watching it. And then this is a strat that I do know people will go for. You get a nice boost off of that top paddle, and you can bounce all the way to the end. Roll jump.
There we go.
Good stuff from Spike.
Oh, clean, I see.
So DKS says that the middle strat is not risky in terms of dying. So you could certainly go for it. There's a high chance of being clipped and losing all your speed. Right, okay. And I'm not sure if Yock will go for that. That puts Spike firmly in the lead. It's going to be really difficult. If Yock were to nail everything, Spike would have to choke tremendously somewhere.
And it starts right now. Commentate power.
Jesus Christ. Commentator's curse is strong, but
that's if it it works for some people, probably not everyone.
As much as I would like to see a close race, I wouldn't wish ill on either of the runners. Jesus Christ!
Okay. The 100 no reset paid off. I would say it definitely did pay off for Spike because it's doing quite well.
Is that what Spike did to warm back up to this game? Is 100 no resets?
Yes, I think he's at 12 or more. I don't know. Oh, he finished all 100.
Did he actually finish all 100? Okay.
I've lost track of what he has done that most of the time, so I don't know.
Considering the game takes an hour and a half to beat, more or less, that's a lot of time to spend playing this game. And I don't doubt it. I really don't.
Oh, he's at 13, okay.
But yeah.
If he did 100 already, then how
If he did
long has it
13
been sitting there?
resets, Jesus Christ, that's still like the day.
13 hours.
That's not 13 hours, you get one half
know.
hour on each of them.
Oh yeah.
That's like closer to 19 hours.
Yeah.
1300. So now Yock here in 6-5. Let's see how he does. Good reaction. Good roll. Nice, he made the first one. Kind of terrifying me, Jesus. No! Well, he did hit a checkpoint, so he's fine for now.
Okay. This is...
Yeah, he didn't lose that much time. Spike in the middle of 6-7. This is a pretty treacherous stage. The electrical hazards have to be respected. Neither Funky nor Cranky can ignore their damage.
When's Funky for Smash?
So Spike is gonna have to wait here.
Yeah.
I think you can avoid one of the damages he took. I don't remember where he took an extra bit of damage, but he shouldn't have had to wait there. He should have been able to damage boost, unless if I'm mistaken. Alternatively, there is a heart hidden toward the end of the stage that you can grab. Right now, Spike is in the lead. He's in the lead by about 2 stages. $119.22 when he finished ringing that gong. I'm gonna see about how much he's in the lead by. I want to see if the lead was basically just Fugu, if Yock has been catching up at all. Spike's been playing very solid throughout the majority of his game. His only deaths were in 6-1.
And Jock has sadly died.
Ah, Jock. I didn't know you could do that, so that's interesting. I think Jock at this point realizes that he's not going to be able to win or come back, so he might just be going for stuff. Stuff that's really, really optimal. I want to see if Jock is going to go for it again. I want to see if he can get it or not. Oh! Slight bonk there.
For what?
Well, there was a small roll jump he was going for. It looks like it's barely possible. I want to see if it is possible or not. Ooh, it is possible! Good stuff! Whew. Yeah, Jock definitely realizes that he's not going to be able to come back and win, so he's going for stuff. This is that was actually really great. Instead of having to climb all the way up and then jump, which is kind of slow, he did a deep roll jump and fluttered long enough for the platform to appear beneath him. Unfortunately, on that last section, if the platforms just disappear underneath you. So if you don't keep going forward, then by the time you've already used your jump on that platform, it's probably gone.
So now, Spike reaching the final boss, Frederick, and oh, Jock is just really unlucky.
No, Spike, Jock is definitely going for all the strats. I don't blame him at this point. They're all very difficult IL strats now that he's going for.
Okay.
The blind jump is just not... I don't like the blind jump. And he did go for it. So yeah, now Spike is on Frederick. Frederick, again, takes 9 hits, and then the 3 hits in the background don't actually really count. They're literally just to get him out of the background. Because you can hit him multiple times in the background, and it doesn't matter. He won't accrue extra damage. If Spike had actually gotten that that second tuck out quick enough, you would have seen Frederick reeling back twice in a row. But again, it wouldn't have mattered. He still requires 1 hit per phase. I don't know what Spike's PB is, but I don't think he's going to PB because he had a couple deaths. And he lost time.
Spike's PB is an hour 25:33.
Oh, it'll be close. It'll be close. He actually can PB. It'll be very close though.
Yeah. Well, we just have to wait and
Oh,
see.
does he have a different PB? Hold on.
Oh. A 123 he got last night. Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Oh, did he not upload it yet?
Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't have it on speedrun.com. So Spike coming up on his last couple hits here. 2 and 3.
I'm done.
24-39 is pretty dang good.
Oh.
And Yak is calling it now. But yeah, Spike wins.
So we forfeited, or
Yak, yeah, he's forfeiting. He's forfeiting from here on out. But Yak did try really hard. He did put in a lot of effort. So really, no shame to Yak. He didn't. He honestly didn't wimp out. He made it all the way to the very end, really. And he did win the previous match. So yeah, please show some love to Yak, because Yak does put in a lot of effort for this game. I see Spike.
Hello, testing.
Yo.
Oh, hello.
Yo, nice bag of bagels.
Huh? Wait, that's the image.
I was like, what? Is that what we're calling a 124 now?
Shout out to SGDQ 2018.
That's what the image is.
Oh, okay. Like, yeah, I was in an interview with someone tomorrow who was like, "Do you have like a picture of like your face in there, so people know you're like a human?" So, but yeah,
Very human.
But GG, I think I heard there was an unfortunate death at the end of Scowl or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, Spike, Yak died on the last hit of Scowl.
Damn.
That was
Like,
about the lead that you had on him for the entire run.
Yeah, I felt pretty consistent with my runs the last couple. Deaths haven't really been a thing. I had the 2 and 6-1. 6-1, we were just talking about it in the call last night. Just obviously, first barrel blast, I just missed time. Like that'll happen. But like the second one with the hot hoots at the end, I was like, man, someone's gonna die to this at some point.
That's the curse.
Finally, it happened. I was like, what's the last checkpoint? Oh, 7 bitch. But that's okay. So, but yeah, I was about to say I felt pretty good overall about the run, about plus 1 minute on my PB I just got last night. So,
So I heard.
Yeah, I felt
Just gonna say, super solid performance out of you overall. You only had that handful of mistakes, 6-1, 6-2. 1-2, you missed the buzzer.
I'm an idiot, dude. He went down, so I was like, oh, okay. And then I just mispressed my jump. I mistimed it by just a little bit. And instead I get a hover. I need to go learn, like, certainly from that platform, you can do a grab jump up to it. You just need, like, a maximum grab jump. If you do it correctly, you're not even supposed to use the bug theory. So, I think this kid, I need to go learn how to, like, function at the end of 1-2, because that's my second tournament match where I've had to go back to the boat to get back up to it.
There was one other thing that we wanted to ask you about, was at the end of 5-1. I saw a couple times in recent strats that you roll through that last tuck, you jump underneath the barrels into the gold barrel at the very end of 5-1.
You roll through them. That's what you do. So, well, yeah, I need to work on exactly what that is. That was just one of those like minor strats where I was like, I'll refine it after today, because I just recently. I was going from the top tuck, with like the rotating platform right before the final Archie. I was doubling off of him and trying to land just behind the Archie and then roll under the barrel. And you can either regular double or grab jump double into the barrel. But I wasn't sure about, like, you have to do like a micro double. Otherwise, you just end up jumping into the barrel instead. So sounds like if you roll through the Archie, that probably makes that more consistent though.
And that'd probably be a little scary. You might get hit by him, but yeah, you probably are supposed to roll straight through him.
Yeah.
because I'm not sure if that, because I know the IL record by DKS, it doesn't go for that jump into the barrel. Technically, if you just get the optimal barrel blast, however that stuff works on Switch, we can't get it. It's so important. So, you get it anyway. So Jock's strat there that he came up with to skip that barrel was, that's more of like a consistency strat than I think it is from like a better, like a faster strat. But I don't know. It's something I certainly want to do because I always lose that 2 seconds at the end of 5-1. But, yeah. Felt good to get the full Inca Dinka at the end of 6-5. That was cool. Yeah. I was sitting there, I know Hobbs was watching on the TV in the living room, and he was like, yo! I didn't say anything. I let it be a surprise at that point. So.
We were joking about that at the beginning of the run. Feel like, Hobbs just like yelling over at you, Spike, why'd you die? Bad this game.
Oh yeah, he let me know because he came up with the whole like skipping as many bananas as you can in 2-6.
Yeah, he said that.
Yeah, the first thing I hear from him is just like, yo, I saw you skipping those bananas.
The moral support.
But GG to Jock. I know I would have been like super duper frustrated dying in Scowl. Like, I hate Scowl, Fugu, and Frederick just because it's so easy to lose gobbles and gobbles of time on those. It's just, yeah. I mean, DKS said himself, this is a relatively consistent. So, I mean, I felt like I made quite a few mistakes and I was a minute off my PB. So, especially with the 2 deaths in 6-1. The 2 deaths in 6-1 were probably 35 seconds by themselves. So,
yeah, that's a huge gut punch to die on Scowl like that.
Yeah. But that's not it for Jock. Both of us, this was winners semis, for anyone wondering. So Jock will be taking on Newbie in the lower part of the bracket. The second chance bracket, I think some people call it. And, I'm going to take on Goldfish.
Yeah.
I'll probably be down there with them both pretty soon.
Word. I can't wait for that. See it when it happens. And I did want to ask you one more question. In 4-6, you missed the timer for Diddy's barrel cycles. And as you got to that last section, you did great maneuvering around the tentacles. Have you considered doing Kong Pao?
Oh, well, Kong Pao would have given me 1-ups, right?
But it also clears out all the tentacles.
Oh, it does?
Yeah.
I never knew that.
It still takes time to do.
Yeah. But it probably is better. Because, yeah, I had been screwing up. I've been screwing up that a couple times here and there. Not like, I feel pretty consistent at 4-6. I just had that initial bonk, and I was like, well, it's over. Right at the beginning of the level after the first switch. And so I was like, okay. Because, you know, when we played on Wii U, obviously, we didn't have 3 Diddy hearts to work with. So that wasn't really an option. If you screwed up, you had to wait for a barrel right there. But I started, just kind of seeing, can I go through this damage list semi-fast? And that was exactly what I did. So I knew what to do whenever. I feel like that is better than waiting for the Diddy cycle. Would you agree with that?
It is. It saves you 1 second at least. I've done it enough times to know. You definitely made the right call.
Okay, so you've done it as well. So.
I haven't timed the Kong Pao, but I did remember doing that once by accident. I was like, oh hey, that's a cool backup.
Yeah, I mean the Kong Pao only takes like 2 seconds, and it would put a Kong Pao in there. I mean, not in the RAL, but as a backup. That would be like kind of cute, and we use it with Diddy of all things.
Yeah.
That would be cute. I'll have to go look at that. So, I'm already liking Jock and Newbie. Talking trash in the chat, rolling deep in the second chance bracket. Well, awesome guys. This was super fun. Glad to be on to face Goldfish. I'll do my best.
Yo, good luck.
I'm sure in his last race did he get a 123 against Fred?
Oh Jesus Christ! I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, I would imagine. It's not trash, it's facts. Well, okay, nice fact talk. I like it. Oh, coolio. Alright, dude, so I guess I'm gonna go ahead and jump out of the call. Both of you guys have a wonderful day.
Thank you.
Thanks
Thank you.
everyone in chat for watching over in Speed Gaming. I'll talk to my chat here in just a second, kind of set up the day. But yeah, y'all have a lovely day. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Yo, thank you, Spike. Take it easy. And I'll go ahead and say thank you so much to Speed Gaming for having us here once again. And I'll be signing out.